Magandang gabi sa ating lahat. Welcome to our 365 daily devotion. At ngayon ay patuloy natin pag-aaralan ng ating series patungkol sa Seminary Edition. At ang paksa natin ngayong gabi ay patungkol sa konsepto ni Jesus, the High Priest. Sabi dito ng Jesus as the High Priest reveals one of the most profound aspects of His saving work. So in the Old Testament, the High Priest stood as the mediator between God and the people, offering sacrifices for sin and entering the most holy place once a year. So these priests, however, were temporarily sinful and ultimately insufficient. So Jesus fulfills and surpasses this role perfectly. So he represents humanity before God, not with animal sacrifices, but by offering himself once and for all. So as the eternal and sinless high priest, he continually intercedes for believers, granting them direct and confident access to God's mercy and grace. So his priesthood assures not only forgiveness of sins but also ongoing spiritual health, strength, and restoration for all who trust in it. So sabi sa Hebrews chapter 4 verse 14 to 16, seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold fast our profession, for we have not an high priest which cannot be touched, and the feeling of our humanities. Or infirmities, but was in all pointed tempted like as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. So sabi sa katulad natin ng una, Jesus did not come from the line of Levi. So unlike the priests of Israel, Jesus did not belong to the Levitical priesthood. So this is significant because it shows that his priesthood is not based on human ancestry or religious tradition. So the old priesthood was limited, temporary, and dependent on continual sacrifices. So Jesus' priesthood points to something greater, God's eternal plan of redemption that transcends the Mosaic law and fulfills it completely. Second is Jesus is a priest in the order of Melchizedek. So Jesus belongs to the order of Melchizedek, a priesthood characterized by righteousness, peace, and permanence. So Melchizedek appears in scripture without genealogy or recorded end, foreshadowing an eternal priesthood. So this means Jesus' priesthood is not interrupted by death, sin, or weakness. So he is both king and priest, uniting authority and mediation perfectly in himself. Third is Jesus is a priest forever who intercedes for us. So Jesus' work did not end at the cross, having ascended into heaven. So he now lives to intercede for his people continually. So he pleads not with repeated sacrifices but with the finished work of his own blood. But this assures believers that their salvation is secure and that they are never alone. So even in moments of weakness, failure, or doubt, Christ stands before the Father on their behalf. So ang application natin dito, una, believe that our salvation coexists with Christ. So our salvation is inseparably tied to the living Christ, because He lives and reigns as High Priest. Believers can be confident that their salvation is not fragile or uncertain. So it is upheld by His eternal priestly ministry. Second is to be involved in the ministry of intercession. So as followers of Christ, believers are called to reflect His priestly heart. So by praying for others, intercession is an act of love and obedience, participating in God's work of restoration in the lives of other peoples. churches, and nations. And lastly, no benefit from God's answers to prayer. So through Christ, believers are invited to approach God boldly and expectantly. So prayer is not a ritual but a relationship. So as we align our hearts with God's will, we experience His guidance, provision, correction, and grace in everyday life.